When you're editing your interviews, it can be really easy to get overwhelmed trying to organize your footage and figure out where your questions are and where their answers are. Sometimes your interviews may last 10 to 15 minutes, and that's a lot of footage to go through. So here are a few tricks that have helped me when trying to manage all these interviews from all these people at really great lengths. So here's one tip that really helped. If you have Google Docs, I strongly recommend using the Speak feature. You can unlock this by pressing Ctrl-Shift-S. By doing so, just speaking your computer will track the audio and try and put it into words. That being said, sometimes it's helpful to play back your interview to the Speak feature. It's not 100% accurate, but it does provide a helpful base on where the good parts are in your interview. If you don't have Google Docs or don't want to use Google Docs, I would recommend sitting down and writing out the important parts of the interview as you rewatch it. Make sure to put in the time codes so you know which parts you really enjoy when editing, specifically down the road. Also, if you took notes during the interview, which I really hope you did, make sure to see where and when your notes took place. Scroll through and write down the parts and jot down the parts that you wrote in your previous notes and add those to the time codes. If you don't want to write it out or Google Doc it, I would recommend putting the interview in the timeline of your documentary or maybe making a separate project and just cutting it up piece by piece. Find parts that you would think be great to add and parts that you think contribute to your overall issue that you're talking about. Remember, try and not take things out of context. That's not really ethical practices of filmmaking and of creating your documentary, so really make sure you have the context there that's in place. And try and keep these interview sections to about 25 to 30 seconds or less. So that's all the information I have for you about these different tips and tricks on how to manage through your interviews. If you have any questions as you go along when covering these interview sections, be sure to email at educate@cspan.org or visit the StudentCam website at studentcam.org. There you can find a bunch of resources about editing software to use, and just how to go through your interviews in general. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.